Ronnie O'Sullivan has seen them all. Every prodigy, every challenger, every player tipped to dethrone him. But there's one name he can't ignore. From banned outcast to world champion in one impossible year, and now back-to-back ranking titles in 2026. This is Zhao Xintong. The Cyclone is here. Every great story has a beginning, and Zhao Xintong starts in Shenzhen, China, at the age of 8. While other kids were riding bikes and playing in the street, young Zhao was already at a snooker table, roller skating around it, falling in love with the game before he even understood what it could become. He didn't just show early promise. He showed the kind of talent that makes coaches stop mid-sentence, the kind that makes older players lean against the wall and just watch. By the time he was a teenager, it was clear this wasn't a hobby. School could wait, snooker couldn't.
Well, already, if you've not seen him play before, and there is a chance, perhaps, even if you're a snooker enthusiast, that you haven't.
He turned professional and began his climb through the rankings, but it was 2021 that announced him to the world. The UK Championship, a Triple Crown event, one of the most prestigious tournaments in the sport. Zhao walked in as a 24-year-old with something to prove and walked out as champion, becoming the youngest Chinese player ever to win a Triple Crown title. The snooker world sat up and took notice.
A new star is born, Zhao Xintong.
Then came 2022 and the German Masters final, a 9-0 whitewash. Not a narrow win, not a dramatic comeback, a complete and total demolition of his opponent. Only 2 other players in history had ever achieved that scoreline in a ranking final. Zhao became the third. At 24 years old, with ice in his veins and fire in his eyes, he was officially a phenomenon.
Higgins was wary of Zhao's ability from this kind of distance. Oh.
The hype wasn't new to those who'd been paying attention. Back in 2013, snooker legend Steve Davis had watched a teenage Zhao and used the word astonishingly good. That's not a phrase Davis throws around. When a 5-time world champion tells you someone is astonishing, you write the name down. The world was just catching up to what Steve Davis already knew. But the rise was only half the story. The real test was still coming, and it would be unlike anything he could have prepared for. They call him the Cyclone, and once you watch him play, you understand exactly why. Zhao's game is built on fearlessness. Long pots that most professionals wouldn't even attempt, he takes on as a first option. Cue ball control so precise it looks like the white ball is on a string, and a temperament under pressure that borders on frightening. He doesn't tighten up in big moments. He speeds up.
It really is for everyone other than Chris Wakelin.
A little awkward. Oh, he's played it well.
Watch his centuries. He doesn't pick his way through a break carefully, looking for safety exits. He commits. He attacks. He punishes balls that other players would leave. And when he splits a pack of reds, he doesn't flinch at what comes next. He already knows what he's going to do before the reds have stopped rolling.
Red, that's close to the pocket. Looks like he can. What a great chance. Didn't want the kiss, though. It's not going his way.
His 147s tell the story on their own. Multiple maximums on the Q Tour during his time away from the main tour. Then his first professional 147 in 2026. A moment that confirmed this wasn't just talent surviving a difficult period. It was talent evolving into something genuinely historic.
140.
What makes him so dangerous in the modern game is timing. Snooker in the last decade has become increasingly tactical. Safety battles, snooker after snooker. Frames that stretch past an hour. Zhao doesn't play that way. He plays like the safety-first era doesn't apply to him. And the scary part, it's working.
Prize trophy in the sport, presented to every champion since the first back in 1927. In 2025, it belongs to Zhao Xintong.
Zhao Xintong!
People have started using a particular comparison when they watch him. They say he plays like a young Ronnie O'Sullivan, but faster. That might be the most terrifying sentence anyone in snooker has ever said out loud. Here's something worth sitting with. Before any of the tension, before any of the head-to-head drama, Ronnie O'Sullivan was one of Zhao's loudest supporters. He could be the greatest of all time. Roger Federer with a snooker cue. Last time I was this excited was watching young Hendry. These are Ronnie's words. Unprompted, generous, and said with genuine admiration.
All he's thinking is just give me one chance, and he thinks I'm going to clear the table. And the way he's playing, he's doing that. But he will think that as well. Where a lot of players think, whatever. But this kid don't. He just thinks one chance, and no matter where the balls are, I'm going to get. My positional play is that good that I'm going to be able to make something from nowhere. Which is very rare.
Zhao, for his part, has always called Ronnie his idol, his mentor, the player he modeled himself on. There's a real warmth in how they've spoken about each other over the years, and it made what happened at the 2025 Crucible all the more striking.
He's my idol, and when I was very young, I only watched him to play snooker because he's my favorite player, so I'm very happy if I play with him.
The World Championship semi-final, Ronnie versus Zhao, the story everyone wanted, and what unfolded was not a close match. It was a statement. Zhao won 17-7. One session ended 8-0, a whitewash. Centuries flowed like it was an exhibition. Ronnie, the 7-time world champion, one of the greatest athletes Britain has ever produced, was taken apart by a player he helped nurture.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Ronnie will congratulate him, wish him all the best in the final. And he's now...
The dynamic between them now sits somewhere between admiration and something more complicated, and that tension is exactly what makes every future match between them unmissable.
If someone like Steve Davis got hold of him and said, look, don't play that shot, sat down with him and just showed him some of his matches and went, look, instead of playing that shot, play this shot. He could be unplayable, mate. He's got every shot in the book. He reminds me of my son. I'm out there playing him. I think he reminds me of little Ronnie. He's just got that lovely little aura.
He often breaks of 130, 170, and 80 as well.
Yeah, he's just a natural player, just a beautiful player. He's got beautiful technique.
Before the comeback, there was the fall, and it was a steep one. In 2023, Zhao Xintong received a 20-month snooker ban for placing bets on another player's behalf. Though he hadn't fixed matches, the decision shocked the sport. He lost his status, ranking, and tour place, setbacks most players struggle to overcome. Zhao came back carrying trophies. On the Q Tour, the amateur circuit, he won 4 straight events. He made multiple 147s. He was playing like a man with something to prove to the entire sport. And when he earned his place back at the 2025 World Championship as an amateur qualifier, he didn't just survive. He won 9 straight matches. He beat Mark Williams 18-12 in the final.
What a talent, what a player, Asia's first ever champion of the world.
And he became the first Chinese, first Asian world snooker champion in history. 47 wins from 49 matches post-ban. Let that settle. They tried to end a story, he rewrote it entirely. The question has circled snooker for months, and in 2026 it's harder than ever to dismiss. At 28, Zhao stands as the face of a new era while Ronnie O'Sullivan moves through his 50s.
Force an angle, get into the left side of the bunch.
If anyone can do it, this fella can. Here it comes with the loads of topspin. How's your luck? There's one in the middle pocket.
His world championship transformed the sport's reach in China, inspiring millions. With 5 ranking final wins from 5 and multiple titles this season, he dominates. As Ronnie once said, he's the one.
Yeah, and once again, it was a shot worth taking on because have a look at the position of the cue ball. He's not really leaving it.
The 2025-26 season reads like a highlight reel that hasn't finished yet. Riyadh's season champion beating Robertson, first professional 147. The World Grand Prix 2026, defeating Zhang Anda in an all-Chinese final that made history on its own. And then the Players' Championship 2026, a 10-7 win over John Higgins, coming back from behind. 4 straight frames to close it out, career-high world number 5.
Minus 38.
Extraordinary excellence.
Back-to-back ranking titles, reigning world champion, unstoppable momentum. No one in the sport right now is doing what Zhao Xintong is doing week after week. The closing montage writes itself, trophy after trophy, each one lifted with that same calm expression, like he expected it all along. And somewhere in the crowd or watching from the sidelines is Ronnie O'Sullivan, the man who called him the one, the man who built the era Zhao is now walking into. Ronnie built the modern era of snooker. Zhao Xintong is about to inherit it. The records, the titles, the legacy, it's all within reach for a player who came back from nothing and turned it into everything. The only question left is who's next. If you want to find out, hit subscribe because we're just getting started.